Hi, everyone. My name is Anne. I've been living and voting in Philadelphia for about the last 9.5 years, however many election cycles that is. I have this on a piece of paper because the order of events is kind of like important, so I apologize. I just want to sort of get the format right. So in order to tell this story, I want to frame it in like a series of questions. So the first question is, what day was it? It was a Tuesday in April. I actually went back and looked up the weather because it was a beautiful day. It was 86 degrees, it was sunny. I was wearing black pants and a black top and a jean jacket and sunglasses. Like, it sounds insignificant, but it kind of is. Where was I going? So it was April 26th. Does anyone remember what day April 26th was? Primary day, thank you. So it was primary day, it was after work, and I was headed to a bar because I'm on the board of my local civic, and primary day fell on the same day as our monthly general meeting. So we wanted to cancel the meeting, give everyone a chance to go vote, and we had like a happy hour at a local bar for people to come and chat, talk civics if they wanted to after they voted. So I'm walking by my polling place to get to the bar. I wasn't even going to vote because I'm a registered independent. I don't want to hear about it. It's my microaggression against the two-party system. And I suddenly remembered that there were ballot initiatives, and I remembered on my 20th birthday in 2000 when I told my grandmother that I didn't vote, and she cried. And I promised her that I would always vote if I could. So on my way to the bar, I swing by the polling place. And I love going to vote. I get to see all my neighbors. I know half of them very well. And outside of my polling place is a young man who is an elected representative who I have known for years, who has sort of bragged about his sort of like nepotismal connections within the system or whatever. And as I approached him, I sort of am like walking past him. I have my sunglasses on, and I walk past him, and I just hear him go, "Hey, beautiful." And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. And as I'm walking, like my back is to him, and I'm walking to the door, and he gets louder and louder, "Hey, beautiful. Hey, beautiful." And I'm like, this is not happening right now. This is not happening. And so I go inside, and my friend is working the table, and I check in, and I'm like, dude, do you know that he's like out there? And she's like, yeah, he's been doing that all day. It's really awkward. And so I'm like, should I say something? Like, this is a federally protected polling place. There are like laws in Pennsylvania against voter intimidation. Like, this is like too weird to be happening. But I was like, whatever. I just need to get to the bar. I need to get to this event that I'm like supposed to be hosting. So I vote and I leave. And as I was leaving, he says, "Hey, honey, thanks for voting. Hey, beautiful. Beautiful, thanks for voting," and is like calling after me. And so I stop and I just sort of say, "Please don't call me honey." And he, of course, gets aggravated and says, "Well, excuse me, I'm just trying to be nice. I'm trying to tell you you look good. You need to learn how to take a compliment." And I say, of course, you need to learn how to not harass women outside of a polling place. So this is when stuff gets really, this is why I'm nervous. So his response then is, "Fuck you, lesbian." And as a follow-up, why is it always these white bitches? So my head is spinning. I'm literally in the middle of a crosswalk. My jaw is to the floor. There are his friends and other supporters coming to hold him back as he's shouting at me as I'm standing in the middle of the crosswalk. I'm sure I said some F-bombs. I'm pretty sure he threw a "see you next Tuesday" in there. And I'm so shocked. I don't know what to do. So my next question is, why does this matter? Why does this little like microcosm of an event matter? So the first thing is that it's at a polling place. It matters because it's at a polling place. PA does have laws that protect voters from intimidation and interference, which I'm pretty sure catcalling falls into that thing. And this was by someone in an elected position, a person that I voted for, by the way. It matters because of the current state of race relations in our neighborhood, in our city, in our country. It matters because I'm on the board of our local civic, and it's my job to get people involved in local politics and care about what's going on in their neighborhood. It matters because it started as harassment, and it escalated so very quickly into hate speech. And this is someone who represents the Party of Inclusion. And by the way, this is my neighbor. He lives around the corner. I see him all the time. So what did I do? I got out of the middle of the street. I was still shocked. I did go to my event. I debriefed with my colleagues. They said, call the Committee of 70 right away. So I called them. They were shocked. They said, call the DA. The DA was shocked. Everyone was shocked. But I think the most important thing that I did was went home and slept on it. I did not run it up the flagpole. I did not file a report. I did not alert the media because I could see the headlines and I could see what they would do. And it wasn't anything positive. So at the end of the day, I called the ward leader and I explained what happened. He too was shocked. He called this person and he called me back and he said he was exhausted. He had been out there for 8 hours. He's really sorry and it will never happen again. So my last question is, did I do the right thing? I don't know if I did the right thing. I'm still shocked and appalled that something like this happened outside of a polling place, but I do know that this young man's life matters so very much, and I want him to be involved in civics, and I want you all to vote, and so I'm going to keep voting and see him as my neighbor there every time I go. Okay, that's it.
And